Hey there, welcome back to the Natural English Podcast. I am Alex, and I am here with Sarah.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening today. We are really happy you are here with us.
So, how are you doing today? Are you listening in your kitchen? Maybe washing dishes? Or are you in your bedroom? Lying on your bed? Maybe you are on a train or on a bus with your headphones on. Wherever you are, just relax and listen.
Yeah, you can just sit back or walk or cook. Let this episode be like a friendly voice next to you.
Today we are talking about small accidents at home. You know, little problems, nothing serious. Things like you spill your coffee, you drop a glass, you burn your toast in the toaster. Those small oops moments.
Exactly. These are the kind of things that happen to everyone, every day. So, we want to help you talk about them in simple, natural English.
And just to say this clearly, these accidents are normal. Everyone makes these mistakes. Me, Sarah, your friends, your family. So, no need to feel bad. We just want you to have the right words when something goes wrong at home.
Yeah, and your English does not need to be perfect. You just need a few helpful phrases to explain what happened and maybe to say sorry.
Okay, before we start, I have a small listening challenge for you. In a minute, you will hear a short story about my morning. I will use one special phrase. Listen for this. It was such a mess. The phrase is, it was such a mess.
When Alex says that, try to remember one thing. Ask yourself, what was such a mess? What is he talking about?
Yeah, just keep that question in your mind. What was such a mess? This phrase means it was very messy or very not organized. For example, after the party, the kitchen was such a mess. Okay, ready for my little story?
I am ready, and I think our listeners are ready too. Go slowly so they can catch the phrase.
All right. So this morning, I woke up a little late. I went to the kitchen and made a big mug of coffee. I was still kind of sleepy. I picked up my laptop and I thought, okay, I will work at the table with my coffee. But on the way to the table, I hit my hand on the chair. The coffee moved, and it spilled all over the table. It went on my notebook, on my phone, almost on my laptop. There was coffee on the floor, on my socks, everywhere. It was such a mess.
Oh no, I can really imagine that. Coffee on the floor, on your things, just everywhere.
Yeah, it took a long time to clean it up. So, quick check of our listening challenge. What was such a mess? Do you remember?
So, it was the table, the floor, your things, right? The whole coffee situation was such a mess.
Exactly. The coffee everywhere. The table. The floor. My stuff. That whole scene was such a mess. If you understood that, nice job. And if you did not, that is okay too. You heard the phrase once, and we will use it again later.
And, Alex, you are not alone. I also have these silly accidents. Sometimes I am working with a glass of water next to my laptop, and I move my arm and boom, I knock over the glass. Water goes all over my papers. So, really, this is normal life.
Yeah, Things like that happen to everyone, and when they happen, you just need a few clear phrases to say what went wrong. Like, I spilled my coffee, or I dropped the bowl, or I burned the toast. That is what we want to practice together.
We will help you explain the accident, say sorry if you need to, and also answer when somebody else has a little problem at home.
So, in this episode, first we will talk about some very common small accidents at home. Then, we will look at useful words and phrases you can use. And finally, we will practice how to react and sound natural when you talk about them.
These expressions are things you really hear in real life with friends, family, roommates. So they are very useful, and you can start using them right away.
So, small accidents happen to everyone. Coffee spills, glasses break, toast burns. It is just part of normal life, and it is really helpful to know how to talk about these moments in English in a calm, simple way.
Right. And now that we heard your coffee disaster, Alex, let us look at some other little accidents that can happen around the house.
Yeah. So, we talked about my coffee disaster. But what other small accidents do we have at home? In the next part, we will go through some really common ones and the words you need for them.
So in this part, I want to give you some really useful words for small accidents at home. Just simple, clear verbs you can use. And we will keep it slow and repeat a little so your ears can really catch them.
Nice. I like this. Because when I have an accident at home, I usually just say, something like, oh no, and nothing more.
Yeah, exactly. So the first big word for today is spill. Spill. When you spill something, liquid goes out of the cup or the glass, and it goes on the table or on the floor. It was in the cup, and now it is everywhere.
Everywhere, right? So if my coffee goes on the table, I say, I spilled my coffee?
Yes, that is perfect. I spilled my coffee. Or I spilled coffee on the table. Listen to the sound. Spilled. I spilled coffee on the table. Not I did a spill. Many learners say that, but we do not usually say, I did a spill. We just say, I spilled.
Okay. So not I did a spill, just I spilled coffee on the table. Got it.
Yeah, and you can change coffee to other drinks or liquids. For example, I spilled water on the floor, or I spilled juice on my shirt. Coffee, water, juice, soup, all of these can spill.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I often spill water on my laptop, and then I panic for like 10 minutes.
Oh no. Yeah, that is scary. So you can say, I spilled water on my laptop, and I panicked. Okay, next one is different. It is drop, drop. When something falls from your hand, you drop it.
So if the glass falls from my hand, I say, I dropped the glass, right?
Yes, exactly. I dropped the glass. It was in your hand and then it fell to the floor. You can also say, I dropped my phone on the floor. Or I dropped my keys in the kitchen.
Yeah, I always drop my phone in the bathroom. It is like a hobby now. So, I spilled is for liquid and I dropped is when something falls from my hand.
That is a nice way to remember it. Spilled is for drinks or other liquids, like coffee or water. Dropped is for things you hold, like your phone, a glass, a plate, your keys. I spilled coffee. I dropped my phone. Yes,
Okay, that is clear. But what about when the thing breaks? Like the glass is in pieces on the floor?
Good question. Here we use the verb break. Break. When something is in pieces or it does not work now, you broke it. So you can say, I broke a glass, or I broke a plate in the kitchen.
So, can I say I dropped a glass and it broke?
Yes, that is very natural. I dropped a glass and it broke. Two verbs together and they are both useful. First, you drop it. Then it breaks. You can also say things like, I broke my favorite cup, or I broke the remote, it does not work now.
Ouch, the favorite cup, that is always sad.
Yeah, I did that last month. I broke my favorite mug in the kitchen. I was so upset. So I kept saying, oh no, I broke my mug. I broke my mug.
Okay, so we have spill, drop, and break now. What about when I cook and the food is too black?
Yes. Then we use the verb burn, burn. When food becomes black or too dark and the taste is bad, you burned it. For example, I burned the toast, or I burned dinner.
I burned my toast this morning, actually. I was checking my phone and then, black toast.
Exactly. So you can say, I burned my toast because I was on my phone. Or even shorter, I burned my breakfast. We often hear burn the toast, burn dinner, burn the pizza.
Okay, and what about when I hurt myself a little in the kitchen, like with a knife?
Then we usually say, I cut myself. Cut myself. For example, I cut myself with a knife. Or I cut my finger when I was cooking. It means the skin opens a little. Not nice, but it is a very common little accident.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. I cut my finger when I try to cut onions fast. Then I cry for 2 reasons.
Onions and pain, yeah. I also cut myself last week. I was distracted and I cut my thumb. So I said, I cut myself. 1 second, I need a bandage.
Right. And what about when I hit something with my body, like my leg and the table?
Then we say, bump into. Bump into the table. It means you hit it by accident, usually not very hard, but it hurts. So you can say, I bumped into the table, or I bumped into the door.
Oh, I do that all the time. I bump into the bed in the dark and my toe is like, why?
Yeah, that one really hurts. So we can say, I bumped into the bed, or I bumped my leg on the bed. Both are okay in this kind of situation.
And when my feet go out from under me on a wet floor, like I almost fall.
Then we use the verb slip, slip. When your foot moves suddenly on something smooth or wet. For example, I slipped on the wet floor, or I slipped on some water in the kitchen.
So if the drink goes on the floor and then I step on it, I can say, I spilled juice and then I slipped on it.
Yes, that is a really good sentence. I spilled juice on the floor and then I slipped on it. That is a true home disaster moment.
Okay, can I try a very textbook sentence now?
Yeah, go for it. I am ready.
So if I break a glass, can I say, I have committed an accident in the kitchen?
That sounds so funny. It sounds like a robot or like a police report. We do not really say, I committed an accident. The verb commit is usually for crimes or very serious things like commit a crime.
Yeah, that feels too strong for one broken glass.
Exactly. For a normal home problem, it is much better to say, I had a little accident in the kitchen. Or even more simple, I broke a glass in the kitchen. Just that. I broke a glass in the kitchen.
Okay, so not I committed an accident, I had a little accident, or I broke a glass. That sounds much more human.
Yes. So in this chapter, we talked about these useful verbs for small home problems. Listen one more time a bit faster. Spill, drop, break, burn, cut myself, bump into, slip.
Nice list. Okay, now we know the words, but how do we actually explain what happened? What are some easy sentence patterns we can use when we have a little accident at home? So, now I want to really understand how to explain an accident. Like, what can I say when something small goes wrong at home?
Good, yes. In this part, we only focus on how to explain, not how to say sorry, not feelings, only how to tell the story of the accident. We will use a few easy patterns. Simple, clear patterns.
Okay, patterns are good because then I can just copy the structure and change the words.
Exactly. So the first pattern is this one. Listen. I was plus an ing verb when plus the accident. For example, I was cooking when I cut myself. Can you hear the rhythm? I was cooking when I cut myself.
I was cooking when I cut myself. Yeah, it has a nice beat. So I can say, I was washing the dishes when I dropped a glass.
Perfect. That sounds very natural, and we can change the activity. I was walking in the kitchen when I slipped, or I was making tea when I spilled water.
Can I try with something from before? From the last chapter. I was vacuuming the living room when I knocked over a plant.
Yes, that is a great one. And this gives us a nice new word, by the way. Knock over. Knock over means you hit something and it falls down. For example, I knocked over a plant, or I knocked over a glass of water.
Ah, okay. So not only fall, I can say, I was cleaning the table when I knocked over my coffee.
Yes, very good. So first pattern, I was when accident. This is useful when you want to show there was an action and then suddenly something bad happened.
Right, it feels like normal life. Then, oops, can we do a quick mini dialogue with that pattern?
Sure, you walk into the kitchen, you see a mess, you ask me, what happened? And I use the pattern. Ready?
Okay, what happened?
I was washing the dishes when I dropped a plate. One more. Ask me again.
What happened?
I was cooking pasta when the pot boiled over. So listeners, notice the question, what happened? And the answer, I was, when.
Yeah, what happened is simple but powerful. Okay, second pattern?
Second pattern is with the word accidentally. This is a really helpful adverb. It means you did not plan it. It was not on purpose. So we say, I accidentally, plus a verb. For example, I accidentally spilled juice on the sofa.
I hear many learners say, I accidental spill, noli.
Yes, that is a very common mistake. Listen carefully. Not I accidental spilled. That is wrong. We say I accidentally spilled with ly at the end. Accidentally. Can you repeat that slowly?
Sure, I accidentally spilled water on the floor, and maybe I accidentally broke your mug.
Exactly. That sounds very natural. One more example. I accidentally deleted the photos. So the pattern is I accidentally plus action. I accidentally dropped my phone. I accidentally burned the pizza.
Can we do another mini dialogue? This time I answer using accidentally.
Great idea. So I come into the room. I see water on the floor. I ask you, what happened?
Okay, Sarah, what happened here?
Actually, you answer this time. Use accidentally. I ask, what happened?
Oh, right. I accidentally spilled some water on the floor.
Nice. Short and clear. So listeners, you can do the same with many things. I accidentally scratched the table. I accidentally left the window open.
Okay, so we have I was, when, and I accidentally. Is there one more simple way to explain what happened?
Yes. The third way is just a very simple past sentence. No extra words. For example, I broke a glass, I dropped my phone, I spilled coffee on the carpet. These are direct and very natural.
So if someone asks, why is the floor wet? I can just say, I spilled some water. Very short.
Yes, and this is important. In real life, you do not need long, complicated sentences. Now, let us do a quick game. Robot versus natural. You give me a very robot sentence. I will change it to natural speech.
Okay, robot mode on. I wish to explain that there was a liquid situation on the floor.
Ha ha ha, yes. Very robot. Natural version. You can just say, I spilled some water on the floor. Or, there is water on the floor. I spilled it. Simple is best, especially when you are surprised.
One more robot. An unfortunate breakage event occurred with the glass object.
Wow. Okay. Natural English. I broke a glass. That is all. So listeners, when you feel stressed, just think. Short sentence, clear verb. I broke, I dropped, I spilled.
I like that. It feels easier. Maybe we can do one last round of quick questions. You ask, what happened? I answer in different ways.
Great. I will ask 3 times. Try to use a different pattern each time. First one. What happened in the oven?
I accidentally burned the pizza.
Nice. Second one. What happened in the bathroom?
I was taking a shower when I slipped.
Good. And last one. What happened to my favorite mug?
I broke your mug. Very direct. Sorry.
That is perfect English. So, in this chapter, we practiced how to explain accidents using when, I accidentally, and simple past. I broke, I dropped, I spilled. Now we can say, I spilled coffee on the carpet. We can explain what happened, but usually that is not enough, right? After an accident, there is also the social side.
Yeah, we also need to react. Maybe say sorry, show we feel bad, or calm someone down when they make a mistake. So next, I really want to know, what do we say after we explain? How can we sound kind and natural?
Exactly. In the next chapter, we will look at very everyday reaction phrases, how to say sorry, how to respond when someone else has a small accident. All simple, natural English you can really use.
So now, let's talk about what we actually say when there is a little accident at home. Not the big story, just the reaction. Those short feelings like, oh no, I'm so sorry. It's okay. We'll practice both sides today. The person who makes the accident and the person who reacts.
Yeah. And I want you to relax. These reactions can be very short, very simple. One sentence is usually enough. We just want them to sound natural and kind, not like a robot, not like a school essay.
Okay, first, the person who caused the accident. Imagine, you spilled juice on the table. What can you say? You can say, I'm so sorry, or sorry about that, or a little more casual, my bad. My bad just means it was my mistake. It's friendly.
Right. Listen to these slowly. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. My bad. And then you can say what happened. For example, I'm so sorry I spilled water on your notebook, or sorry about that. I broke your mug. You hear the pattern? First sorry. Then what happened?
Another useful one is, I didn't mean to. This is when it was an accident, not on purpose. For example, I'm so sorry I didn't mean to step on your foot. Or, my bad, I didn't mean to scratch your table.
And one more really important sentence is, are you okay? After an accident, we don't only look at the thing, like the plate or the mug. We also check the person. So you can say, I'm so sorry, are you okay? Or, oops, I spilled it, are you okay?
Let's try a little guided practice. Listeners, you can join. I will be the person who makes the accident. I say what I did. Then Sarah, you give me 1 or 2 natural ways to say sorry. You listening. You can say it with her. Ready?
Okay, let's go slowly. Maybe pause the audio and repeat out loud, even if you feel silly. It really helps your speaking muscles.
First one, I broke your favorite mug. How could I say sorry?
You can say, I'm so sorry I broke your mug, or sorry about that, I broke your favorite mug. Listeners, try it. I'm so sorry I broke your mug. One more time, a bit smoother. I'm so sorry I broke your mug.
Nice. Second situation, I spilled tea on your book. How can I react?
You could say, oops, I spilled it, I'm so sorry. Or, sorry about that, I spilled tea on your book. Listeners, your turn. Say, oops, I spilled it, I'm so sorry. And again, but a little more relaxed. Oops, I spilled it, I'm so sorry.
Last one from my side. I stepped on your foot. What can I say?
You can say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to step on your foot. Or just, my bad, are you okay? Try the long one with me. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to step on your foot.
Okay, let's switch. Now, Sarah will make the accident, and I will answer as the other person. I'll try to be kind and natural. Listeners, you can answer too before you hear me.
All right, first situation. I say, I spilled coffee on the floor. What can you say to me to react kindly?
So, I want to be nice. I can say, it's okay, or no worries, or don't worry about it. For example, it's okay, I'll clean it, or no worries, it happens.
Yes, those are perfect. Listeners, pick one and say it. It's okay, no worries, don't worry about it. These are very useful. They make the other person feel better.
Give me another one.
Okay, I say, I dropped your plate and it broke.
I can say, it's okay, it happens. Or, no problem, it was old. Listeners, try one. Say, it's okay, it happens.
Good. And sometimes you also want to check if the person is hurt. So the reaction person can say, are you hurt? For example, it's okay, are you hurt? Or, don't worry about it, are you hurt?
Yeah, that's a nice balance. You are kind about the thing, and you care about the person. Okay, one more from you.
All right, I say, I slipped and almost fell down the stairs.
Then I might say, oh, are you okay? Or, wow, are you hurt? And then maybe, it's okay, don't worry. Listeners, try, oh, are you okay?
Nice. So we have two groups of phrases. The sorry group, I'm so sorry, sorry about that, my bad, I didn't mean to, are you okay? And the kind reaction group, it's okay, no worries, don't worry about it, it happens, are you hurt?
Now, I want a little robot versus natural moment. Let me try a very formal sentence. Imagine I broke your mug. I say, I apologize for this inconvenience I've brought to you.
Yeah, oh, that sounds like a letter from a company, not a friend at home. It's very formal, very heavy. For a small home accident, that kind of sentence feels strange. It can even make people uncomfortable.
So, how can I say it in a normal way?
Just keep it simple. You can say, I'm so sorry, I broke your mug, or sorry, I didn't mean to break it. That is enough. Natural, friendly, and still polite.
Listeners, let's fix my robot sentence together. First, the formal one. I apologize for this inconvenience I've brought to you. Now, throw it away. Say instead, I'm so sorry I broke your mug. One more time. I'm so sorry I broke your mug.
Okay, fail story time. Alex, have you ever had a strange reaction when there was an accident?
Yeah. Actually, yes. One time my friend slipped on some water in the kitchen. He did not get hurt. He was okay. But he fell in a funny way. And I laughed first. Then I saw his face. And it looked like he was upset. And suddenly I thought, oh no, that was rude, and I did not know what to say in English, so I just went quiet. It was very awkward.
I can imagine that silence. In that moment, some very short things could help. For example, oh, sorry, are you okay? Or, are you hurt? I didn't mean to laugh. Listeners, try that second one. Are you hurt? I didn't mean to laugh.
Yeah, if I had said that, it would feel much better. Now I know. Next time I will use one of these small sentences.
I have a little fail story too. Sometimes I say sorry too much. For example, one time I bumped a chair, just a chair, and I said, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm really sorry. And my friend said, Sarah, it's just a chair, calm down.
Yeah, I think many learners do that. They think, if I repeat sorry many times, it's more polite, but it can make a small accident feel like a big crisis.
Exactly. For small things, one short sorry is enough. For example, oops, sorry about that, or my bad. Then move on. That keeps the feeling light and normal.
Let's give the listeners one more small practice. Listeners, imagine someone in your house drops a plate. It breaks. Pause after my question and say one short sentence. Ready? The plate falls. Crash. What do you say?
Okay, now listen to a couple of ideas. You could say, it's okay, don't worry about it. Or, no worries, it happens. Compare what you said with these. Was your sentence short? Kind? If yes, perfect.
So now you have words for accidents. You can explain what happened, and you have natural ways to say sorry and to react kindly. In the next part, we don't want to stay only in the podcast world. We want you to connect this to your real life.
Yeah. Next, we'll think about your home, your kitchen, your living room, your family or friends. What accidents actually happen there? We'll help you take these phrases and fit them into your own real stories in daily life.
Okay, so now it is your turn. Think about your home for a moment. Just picture it in your mind. What small accidents happen there? Do you often spill drinks? Do you sometimes burn your toast? Do you bump into the table or drop your phone? Take a second. Just notice what happens in your real life.
And you can answer out loud if you want, or you can just answer in your head. No pressure. You can say something simple like, I often spill coffee on the sofa, or sometimes I drop my keys. Keep it short. Just one clear sentence is great.
Now, let us do a little practice together. We will use real life. So, think of one small accident from this week. Maybe you spilled something. Maybe you broke something. Maybe you cut yourself a little when cooking. Got one? Okay.
I will help you build a sentence. We will use the pattern, when. So, imagine this. You're in the kitchen. You are walking with a glass of water. Then you spill it on the floor. Now say after me, I was walking to the table when I spilled water on the floor. Good. And now add a reaction. Say, oops, I spilled water on the floor. I am so sorry. I will leave a little space now so you can say it again.
Nice. Let us try another one. This time we use the pattern. I accidentally. So, picture your real life again. Maybe you dropped a plate, or maybe you burned the toast. Choose one small accident. Okay, now say a sentence with I accidentally. For example, I accidentally dropped a plate. Or, I accidentally burned the toast. Now it is your turn. I will be quiet for a few seconds. You say your sentence with I accidentally.
If that was hard, no problem at all. You can copy me once more. Listen and then repeat. I accidentally spilled coffee on my shirt. One more. I accidentally bumped into the table. Okay, now repeat your favorite one. Just one more time.
Now, let us do a tiny role play. I will be the other person. You are you. I will ask, what happened? And you explain the accident. Use, I was, when, or I accidentally. Ready? Here we go. What happened? Okay, keep talking. 1 or 2 more seconds.
Nice. Here are 2 model answers. You can compare. First, I was cooking when I burned the eggs. Second, I accidentally dropped a glass in the sink. Now choose one of these, or your own, and say it again clearly.
Okay. We are almost at the end. Let us quickly remember the most useful things from today. Just 3. First, some common accident verbs. Spill, drop, break, burn, cut myself, bump into, slip. You heard these many times. You can use them for most small problems at home.
Second, those simple patterns to explain. I was walking when I slipped, and I accidentally spilled juice on the carpet. These patterns are short, and they sound very natural.
And third, those reaction phrases. I am so sorry. It is okay. Do not worry about it. It happens. These little lines, they make you sound calm, friendly, human. You do not need long, formal, robot sentences.
Yes. Actually, here's one useful little idea. The word casual. Casual just means relaxed, not formal. So try to choose casual, simple phrases like, oops, sorry, or it is okay, it happens. That is much better than a very serious speech. And remember, small mistakes are normal in life and in English.
Before we say goodbye, here is one small homework idea for you. Think of one real accident from this week, maybe today. Explain it in English. You can write it down, or tell a friend, or just say it to yourself in the mirror. Use I was, when, or I accidentally, and add one reaction like I am so sorry, or it is okay.
And if you want extra practice, listen to this episode again later this week. Repeat the sentences out loud. Pause the audio if you need more time. Your mouth and your ears, they need this practice. Bit by bit, your English will feel more natural.
All right, we will stop here for today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Natural English Podcast. I was Alex.
And I was Sarah. We are really happy you spent this time with us. We will keep helping you speak more naturally about everyday life. For now, have a good day or a good night. Do not worry when you make mistakes. Just say, oops, and keep going in English. Bye for now.